Huh?
All right, we got a 4 o'clock meeting today.
That's fine.
Anybody want to come with me? The meeting about us. No, I am not the rooster in the hen house.
So hi everybody, I'm gonna try not to yell too much. I hope you can hear me back there. My name is Lawren. I work with M&T. I'm a relationship banker. I've been with the bank 3 years. One of my favorite things about working with M&T is getting involved in the community, you know, being out here, being a resource, letting you guys know how to use the bank so that it can benefit you guys. So today we're basically gonna present on budgeting. And it's not anything that needs to be taken too seriously. We're going to try to have some fun with it and make sure you guys can learn something and we all learn together.
And I'm George. I'm a universal banker. I also work at M&T. It's about a year now. As my co-worker said, my liking about this bank is that it's very involved with their community and let us come out here to engage with you guys and see if we can teach you something and learn together at the same time.
Okay, so welcome to our budgeting workshop. Sometimes we'll say that budgeting isn't the easiest. How many of you guys think that you could say that budgeting isn't the easiest? Okay, everybody raise their hand. I love that. So today we'll explore the importance of creating and maintaining a budget, examine the difference between wants and needs, and set goals for spending and debit payments. So paying your debts and also spending. So we're going to just discuss those kind of needs today. We gave you a participant guide earlier, and from page 7 to 11, we wanted you guys to just start filling it out just so you can have an idea of what we'll be discussing. But then throughout the presentation, we'll say, hey, go to page 3 or page 4, just so that you guys can, you know, have some participation. Yeah. So we're going to use different scenarios with a customer named Maria today. So who is that? She is a character that we're going to use in order to make sure that we can get our point across.
She got $2,000 a month.
Yes, well, yes. Her name's actually Marta. Marta is 40 years old. She works 2 jobs. She works as a cashier in a grocery store during the week, and on the weekend she works as a hostess in a restaurant. She makes $2,000, like you said, a month. But sometimes she struggles to meet her finances. She feels like all of us that paying, you know, on debt can be a little difficult. So she can't.
I can't do that.
I mean, you know, budgeting again, it's a task for everybody, but the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. You know, it's kind of like anything that you do in life, whether you learn how to ride a bike, drive a car, be a parent, anything takes practice.
Yeah, you are too, so that's your learn.
Okay, and the situation with Marta is she feels frustrated because it's hard to get ahead with her finances that she's making. She working 2 jobs and she's only getting $2,000 a month. It's hard for her to get ahead. She's getting frustrated. So, okay, I got a question. How can Marta help herself get ahead? Any suggestions? Okay, so list all her expenses so she can actually see where everything is going. That's smart. Making a budget, so to speak. Anybody else?
You gotta do some cutbacks and some sacrificing for the boss.
Some cutbacks and some sacrificing. How many of you guys know about sacrificing? Okay. How many of you guys know about cutting back? Okay, it's not always fun, but again, it helps you in the long run. Okay, so she said that she got to cut back, start living within her means, so to speak. And then he said, you know, creating that financial plan, right now, all your expenses and things like that. Do we have another last suggestion for anything that Marta can do?
You give her.
Okay, I would say she needs to get another job, possibly. I know. Yeah, or maybe, you know.
Not go out on the weekends. You
Yeah.
gonna kill Martha.
You know what? And I totally understand that. So maybe I'll reword that. I'll say maybe she needs to just check her different job options. So she already got 2 jobs. Maybe see if there's a different job out there that's paying more so she can weigh her options like that.
Yeah.
I know, I'm okay, guys, okay. Yeah, so all those things can help Marta, so that's a good thing.
Martin, you could go into flowers, making flowers,
That's
building
good.
a craft or something.
Their own business.
Yeah, for sure. Having your own business can be lucrative these days. A lot of people are being entrepreneurs these days.
I'm being honest.
Yeah, and believe it or not, when you're an entrepreneur, you're basically doing something that you've probably been doing your whole life and not even really thinking about the fact that you can make money off of it. Serving people in a sense, whether that's cooking, doing hair,
Say it again.
serving people. We need each other for sure. So, okay, so Marta has $2,000 in net income. Do anybody know what net income is and gross income? The difference?
And that is before taxes, and that goes to after taxes.
I had a problem with that.
No, gross is, that was.
So it's the opposite, but say it again. Somebody else can say it.
I just
The
want
net and the gross was the difference?
No, that is after tax.
Yeah, it's what you bring home.
Is what you earn.
Right, and gross is what you earn. That was exactly right. And you guys, believe it or not, I just got into banking 3 years ago, and probably this last year, 2026, is when I'm comfortable saying it out loud, because I used to say it just like you, because I wasn't really familiar. I didn't practice this stuff, so it wasn't something I was familiar with.
That's good for you.
Okay, so let's say this, net income is also take home pay like she said, and then gross income is with taxes. Do you guys got an example of what that could look like?
yeah,
Anybody could give,
net income.
like throw out a number that you think could be an example. Say you could make this much
You can
gross.
make $1,300
Gross.
a week.
Gross. What, is that gross before taxes or after?
That's net income.
Okay, so that's after taxes, 1,500 a week.
And gross, if you make 1,500.
Huh, okay.
So
Okay.
when this FICA, who is that?
Do anybody else want to give another example of
No,
gross and
not
net?
yet, not yet. Let me finish.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, because I just want you to do a simple number. Like for instance, like your gross, which is before taxes, is taken
2,400.
out, it could be 2,400, yeah.
I'm gonna change it.
Yeah, change it to
And you
2,400.
find out you only make 15.
That's usually how it works. For that 2,400, they
That's
take
how
it.
they steal. It ain't how it works.
Yeah.
How they steal.
That's how they, you know, you get your state and your federal taxes
It's
paid
crazy
off.
the society agreed to that. We agreed to that system.
What society are we in?
Yes, yes.
They can steal your money in your face and put you in your receipt and say, oh yeah.
That's why you
We
take care of
stole.
your business and write it off. And then-
Write it off.
Yeah, no taxes in there. You gotta pay yourself.
They gonna come back there.
Yeehaw.
So much.
Okay, so budgeting is the process of creating a plan to spend your money. So, okay, we know that Marta made
Plan for them to
2,000.
take it.
Unfortunately, net income.
They can look at your calendar.
Yeah. So, okay, budgeting can help you in these ways. They can help you live within your means, like she said, and I'm just reiterating some stuff. It can help you pay down some debt. It can help you save for emergency purposes. How many of you guys ever have emergency purposes? Get car breakdown, kid might get sick, or anything could be an emergency purpose.
My grandson broke his knee.
Oh, wow.
And that costs us for sure. So, okay, go to page 3 in y'all participant guide. So we're gonna open the participant guide. We're gonna look at Marta's wants and needs. We're gonna mark an N for all her needs. This is just what you guys think. And then we're gonna mark a W for all her wants. So just go down the list of the things that's on her list. Her coffee, her restaurant, her groceries, her car insurance, and determine if it's an N or a W, a need or a want.
Does Martha have a car?
Marta, I'm not really
We'll
sure.
find out.
She has a Honda? Maybe she do. I think she do because in one of her expenses, it says car insurance. So one of her expenses says car insurance, so she probably do that. Yeah.
Oh, you gonna make up something? They can make up something. We don't get what they need. Marsh, that's not Martha.
Okay, so do you guys want to throw out some things that you think are needs and wants? Y'all can just throw it out.
Her rent is a need.
Okay, yeah, her rent is definitely a need
Right.
because she needs somewhere to live, so her
Life
rent,
insurance.
Her clothes.
And groceries,
her groceries are a need because she needs food to eat. That's smart.
and
One.
Coffee is one.
Yeah,
One.
once, yeah, coffee's once, I'm sorry, I was thinking. Yes, so coffee's a want, rent is a need, groceries a need,
Internet, one.
internet is a want. Depends, but you're right.
Yeah. That's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Stay
So that
Just stay
It depends on the situation, so. But sometimes,
Speak up.
yeah, so in that case, it could be a need.
Speak up, Chad.
But if it's something that you could live without, then it might be a want. But it could be a need. Right, right, you're totally right. Or you might need it for health reasons. Go ahead, Quinn, you can go, I'm sorry.
What was you mentioning? What did he mention?
He mentioned, internet.
That's what I was going to say.
And she said she
Like,
works- she works from
that's
home.
a need.
It is. And
What's
then
the
again,
internet? We ain't got it yet.
that's one of those things that just depends on the person. So then you would have to determine if that's a want or a need.
Oh, wait a minute, you talking about person? We all persons. We need internet.
Yeah, you totally right. I do too, for sure. So I would, maybe that would be considered a want and a need.
And we need subway and a library.
Cell phone,
What you think about cell phones? What you think?
is it need or is it a want?
That's one of them. It
One is an
depends.
upgrade.
It sounds like.
One is upgrade. You can still, you know.
It sounds like.
Upgrade that whole phone, your kids are.
Right, for sure. Everything is definitely technically for sure. Okay. Okay. So now that we figured out what is a want and a need for her, let's figure out how much her wants and needs are costing her and see what she can free up. So let's just see.
Jeez,
So, okay, I'm gonna start throwing out some numbers, and usually we have had this on a projector, but our projector was down today. So I'm gonna just throw out some numbers. So, Marty's needs are totaling $1,565. Her debit payments are $300, so like all her credit card payments, $300. And her total amounts are $330. So based on the information, do you think Marta is living within her means? Based on everything you know about Marta?
no.
Yeah.
I think so.
You think so? Okay, can somebody? Okay. Okay, so yeah, can you explain why Marta is not living within her means? Yes. Which is what is her net? Yes, ma'am, you're right. Totally right. Yes, ma'am. So Marta's living above her, you know, with her income, what she gets. So, okay, open your participant guide to page 4, and let's look at Marta's monthly expenses and circle places where Marta can cut or reduce her expenses. You know, according to what you think, where she can cut a little bit here and there. That might go into the internet if you don't work at home and don't need it. And that's just for now. That's not forever. Budgeting is just for now. Yeah, right. Man, that's why I'm in here looking like this. I want them braids so bad, but I can't afford it. Yes, yes. So guys, on page 4, look at her monthly expenses and circle what you guys think she could cut out, and then we're going to discuss that in like 60 seconds. Yeah, 2,000 is her net income per month. Yeah, I mean, which would add up to what she cuts out monthly. So what you think she could cut out? Because she's living above her means. She's making like $1,365 a year. Her credit card bills is $300. Another bill is $300. She's already living like above her means. I would say about $400 a month.
Do you have to get that payment?
I mean, you do if you want to keep your credit good and if you want to grow your credit, and that's a whole different workshop, which we can touch bases on that as well, because it's very important. You know, credit building and managing your credit is very important because you might need credit. That's an emergency fund, but it's ways to pay on it to make sure that it benefits you when you're not spending your last dime on the credit cards. Is ways to, work around, interest. Like with us, with M&T, if you get a credit card with us and you get approved for it, the first 12 months is interest free. So can you imagine not paying interest on the credit card for 12 months, even if you don't pay it? So you avoid the interest, which could be from $50 to $100 depending on your balance. So that's a different topic. But yes, sir.
Can you call in and ask them, can I get an extension?
Yeah, you could definitely call
Well,
it.
they give you an extension.
You would get extensions, but like I said,
If you call it.
yeah, I mean, believe it or not, banks don't really go off of that. They go off of credit.
I'm with a credit.
So even if you purple and your credit is 500, they not accepting you. But if you red and your credit is 7 or 6 over 660, they might want to do some relationship building with you. Yeah, but the thing is, if it's not 660, we can work up to that. So those things are all doable as well. And credit again is important. It could be an emergency fund or anything.
I repaired my credit a long time ago. I repaired it and got back to a good credit. Then I got the car. That's the only piece of junk.
Yeah. And then you wind up spending more money on it, probably paying a lot of interest.
How you know?
It happens like that to the best of us. So it's just all about trying to make sure you knowing what your rates look like when you go and get that car, making sure you can afford that monthly payment.
Oh, I afforded it.
Which trust me, we all have to practice this monthly. So okay, what do you got? Anybody got any suggestions on what she can cut down? Okay, yes, Queen.
Her off, you run around clothes and going to the salon.
Okay, hey, okay, you must not have to do your own hair then.
Oh yeah, I got the same thread.
Right.
Yes, ma'am, you like it, I love it. As long as you happy, it can do your job. Right, you totally right, especially not no name brands. Rainbow is still good, City Trends is still good, so yes.
Go to Value Village.
Okay, hold on, let me get with her, because she had next, and let me get you next. I'm so
I
sorry.
ain't the same three.
Yeah, same three.
Coffee and
Okay, smart lady, smart lady, yeah.
I said internet down here because she's paying her cell phone bill, which comes with
Outside.
internet, so,
Okay.
I mean.
Come on, Mom, I'll take you out.
Yeah, it depends on the person.
It's a stick play.
Would you not need help? Like, you feel like how? Okay, smart. Yeah, that's smart. And like somebody said, they work at home, so they use the internet. Yeah, for sure. Or you have a health problem, you gotta take care of your mom or your child or something, you need the internet for those reasons.
I think the cell phone.
Credit card fee. Why you need one credit card to build your credit? Pay off that one, then your credit will go up. Why you need two?
Right, and you're right. If you do pay off the credit card, then it will not be a part of the bills. But in this case, she got $300 that she owed.
The credit bureau sees you as responsible. Technically, if you have 4 credit cards or more, and they're all responsibly taken care of, they see you as a very responsible person and give you the credit the fast.
Oh, really?
What's the government going
As long as you treat it on
Yes, sir.
they like that. They don't offer you a full credit card because they see they
I get them all the time.
I'm sure Trump has like 10 credit cards. I only use
So
one.
you mean-
He has all.
It's like 2 different conversations over here. I'm trying to get
Oh, I'm
this.
sorry. The dog is right on point. I'm so sorry. So you said transportation and you said car insurance.
But car payment, car insurance, you gotta pick which one.
Oh, so you said between car payment and car insurance.
Right, and transportation, you gotta pick.
So not transportation, but just the insurance and the payment for the car.
Right.
I agree. I thought that was typical earlier, because she don't.
I would say go somewhere else in the third option. You got it.
You got obsolete one, and she's underneath her. Right, you got obsolete one.
So all those were good options. So like Marta, we can all save money all once by using some money in the savings. So we can also review some strategies on how she can free up some money so that she can make better use of her funds. So here are some strategies you can use to free up your funds. You can cut expenses, which we already discussed. We can reduce spending, which we discussed as well, not going to the hair salon and things like that if you don't need to. And we can price shop for services. I don't know if people like to do that, but I like to shop around. I like to always go to Marshall's and Burlington Factory before I'm going to all these other expensive places, because they might have it there. So do anybody else price shop for things, car insurance,
I do.
hair, salon? She might do the braids for $100 versus she doing the braids.
Right.
Daycares, all of that. You got a price shop, and you can't be ashamed because I know you might want the car when you go to the car dealership and you just want to take what they're gonna give you. But if you're working on your credit, you deserve to have options. So you deserve to shop around for anything that you might need. I'm just using the car as an example, but you want to shop around for rates. You don't want to just go into a place and get a credit card and say I want it because they give it to you. What's the interest like? What's the monthly, annual fee? Just asking those questions. What benefits come from those credit cards? Do we get rewards? Do we get points back? Those kind of things matter. What do you guys think about that? Make sense? Okay. And then, like I said, I know this is a tricky one. Think about a new job. Every other day, I'm thinking about a new job, and I work good. I'm okay, but I'm still thinking about different ways to get more money. Can I stop doing this and do this? Can I free up some time here? Do any of you guys ever have those thoughts? And be like, I know I'm working here at this place right now, but maybe I could be working right here and making more money.
Well, if you tried it, you won't, well, you could,
You said what? I'm sorry. What you said? Oh. Do y'all got? Anybody give me an example on something that y'all might did that with? That y'all was at one job and then decided, hey, let me go try this job over here.
no, I took my job, and I took it home, and I did it home.
I'm sorry. Yes. Go ahead, Queen.
I started working for M&T.
Okay.
I worked at M&T in the branch as a universal banker
Okay.
for a year and a half. And then I transitioned over to the call center where I got to work from home.
Okay, that's good. Is that what you still do?
No.
Okay.
That's why I said I got exactly. So it was more money. I was working primarily from home. I did that for over 2 years. It's been about a year and a half now since I left M&T, and I got a job with the state of Maryland, Maryland Department. When I first moved over, it was a little bit of a thing, just a little bit. And instead of me primarily working from home, I telework now. So today I'm working from home. I work in my office.
Yeah. So you got the option to come out and do things like that.
So even if I took this small pay cut when I first moved over, now I'm getting more than what I was making at M&T. Probably even if I was staying.
And more benefits, I'm sure.
And the benefits are good, and it's like more opportunity for growth.
Yes.
When
Smart.
I work with the state around. So
Smart baby.
you know, I love M&T.
Yeah.
Even my daughter, she worked there for 5 years as well.
It is a fair bank. They hire us. Yeah, it is a fair bank, and I actually like this bank. So, like you said, you get to, and you probably learned so much stuff being a UB.
Yes.
Yeah, and again, like we telling everybody, everything is practice. I'm sure you're not like perfect at everything, but you learned some skills, some tools. You took that with you on your journey to your next level, and that's just how it works. It's not gonna always be right. It's gonna always be practice though. Okay, so that's good. That was a great example. Thank you for sharing that. And we bleed in green. M&T forever.
All over my house got M&T stuff. When you walk into my front door, I got a Radiance M&T poster we used to give out all the time.
Yes. Which location were you at?
And it's there always a Radiance fan.
Which
one
one?
said proud Radiance fan with you.
Okay. Maybe they'll win next year. They know they got you better than anything. Yes, I know. Yes. Which branch were you at? You don't mind me asking.
When I trained off of Broadway,
Okay.
I think, and then I worked, and my main branch was White Street.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
But I also worked at 1 White Street, and then I also had to fill that the tax code.
Okay. So are you familiar with like
I wasn't even a floor, I was just filling in because my branch was so slow.
Yeah. But tax code is the worst. The light street.
And I was there 6 weeks.
Yes.
So,
I didn't survive for a day there. It was a lot going on there. Okay, so yes, thank you for sharing.
Wait, wait,
Okay.
quick question.
Yes, sir.
M&T, what does the letter stand for?
A manufacturing trust.
Manufacturing trust?
Yes, I mean, look, it really.
And how long have you been in business?
They've been around a long time. I want to say,
long
I don't want to say 1902 because that sounds ancient.
1902.
But when I say it was a long time, it's been a long time.
I've been around since 1902.
For real? You don't know?
Don't worry about that. Look to me to see.
That black and crack.
Never drugs, never judge
So probably
Then
that's
they was, First National, and they was.
So there be problems first.
They keep buying each other.
Yeah, and believe it or not, they opening up and shutting them. We just opened at the Peninsula, so we opened last year. They're shutting the one on Calvert and Big Ass, so.
I heard they had a merge with
She worked on like shit.
It's the worst.
First National, no, but that's.
Oh, yeah. But Tasco and like, she was really busy. Yes. It probably was them. I wish I could say, but it probably was them. I did the privacy with them, but I know they would have probably for a long time, so I didn't do that for sure. But yes, okay, so we spoke about ways and strategies that Marta can free up some funds. We said she can cut expenses, she can reduce spending, she can price shop, which we love. She can think about a new job, weigh her options with that, and she could consider freelance or gig work.
On top of pay less.
Yeah, or any, side hustles, anything, just, anything when it comes to, they do Uber now, they got Amazon Flex, they got so many different ways for you to try to make extra income. Yeah, you guys have worked with that? Yeah, okay. So, Marta we have identified where she can make some changes in her spending habits and where she can free up some funds. So Marta has credit card payments, which we were discussing earlier, that she also needs to consider. She has been saying that she's paying the minimum balance on the credit cards for a while, but doesn't seem to be able to pay them all. How many of you guys ever felt like that? Like you paying the minimum on the credit cards because the interest, right? And it's not really going in there.
I had to dump a whole bunch of money on you to get them out my back.
It happens, but it's also different, like I said, ways around it. So if you own a house, you can always take out a HELOC to do debt payments, which you could, do a loan on your home, and it don't have to be the full amount of the house. It could be like a $10,000 loan on your house, and you pay your debts off like that. Or you could do debt consolidation, where you come to the bank and say, I got 3 credit cards, can I consolidate them all on one credit card here, and y'all pay my credit cards off, and then I just don't spend them. And I mean, you could spend them if you want, that would be your prerogative. You either spend them or just grow your credit, but the goal is to grow your credit. So the bank has so many different options for those things. Have you guys ever heard of any of that stuff?
Yeah, I've seen it,
That is out there, not a secret.
Yeah, any bank does it for sure, And if you don't know, I would say, where do you guys bank? That probably should have been a question that I asked. Where do you guys bank at?
I think in Bank of America.
Okay. And if any of you guys don't have bank accounts, we can open up some bank accounts today for free. But I mean, anything when it comes to banking, the people who sit in the banks, in the offices, they're there for you to ask them those questions. No question is too small or too big for them. When you come in the bank, you're a customer with that bank, whether it's Bank of America, M&T, you have any questions about business, about strategies to, reduce debt, strategies to make income, or any resources that you might need, come in and talk to them. You don't have to have money, you just have to want to know how to manage your money. So keep that in mind, guys. We work for y'all. Okay, so let's come up with some debit management strategies that we are going to focus on that can help Marta. So we got the avalanche method, and then we have the snowball method. So let's think about it, guys. The avalanche method and the snowball method. What do those words sound like? When you use the word avalanche, what do you think about?
Sound like avalanche.
From like the highest to the lowest.
Sound like an avalanche.
Yes.
Okay, and then when you guys hear snowball, what do you think? Like kind of just right, kind of just taking them out as you can. Okay, so let me explain. When you use the avalanche method, you list your debts from the highest to the lowest. And then you pay off the highest ones to the lowest ones. And then the snowball method, like we said, is when you pay them off you list your debts from the lowest to the highest. And then you just start knocking them down from the lowest to the highest. Why do you think there are 2 different methods like that? No answer right or wrong.
I do the snowball.
You prefer the snowball method, which is knocking them down the smaller balance. And why do you prefer the snowball like that?
Because I can put the smaller things away, like credit cards. I'm not ready to leave that and focus on.
Okay, you can pick.
As well as freeing up money,
Yeah.
because I'm knocking down the small, so each little dollar counts. And I can throw that $1 or $2 in my safe.
that method where it's the highest to the lowest? Yeah, it wouldn't.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, it wouldn't be my favorite
I
either.
had to feel American Express.
I know the feel.
They want their money.
Everybody wants their money, unfortunately.
I want my money too.
I understand. So, okay, let's say this. How does it make you feel when you use either one of those strategies, whether the avalanche or the snowball? Go ahead, please.
For me, I say I like the snowball because it's like that feeling of immediate gratification. Like you immediately feel good about it.
Right.
Right.
Right. Oh, right. That's a great thing. To reiterate, the avalanche method is from the highest to the lowest. Yeah, and then the snowball effect, the snowball method is from the lowest to the highest, knocking it down as you can. And like the queen said, you know, it makes you feel good when you're paying those bills down. And then it gives you confidence to stand up to the big bills. I prefer the snowball method as well, trust me. So would anybody in here prefer the avalanche method? I just want to know.
Oh.
You
I'm
great.
good.
No, you're good.
Tax season is the best season for the avalanche method.
That's a good.
Make sure that big bill is when your first put
Wait, can you repeat that? Can you repeat that?
She said,
Can you repeat that?
it creates a good season.
You said, I said tax season was the best time to do the avalanche, method.
I got it.
Take care of that big bill.
Why you got it?
That's keeping your credit score down.
Smart. That's a good.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Smart. Yeah, for sure. Because think about those bills, they ain't going nowhere. So you might as well go after them so they come after you. You know?
Well, that's what I'm going to do. I got to leave. I got to raid.
Yes, it was a
I
pleasure
got
having
to
you.
raid.
Have a blessed one.
Anybody going to perform a raid?
No. Rain or raise?
R-A-I-D.
No.
That's BPP, I don't want that.
I'll be back at 4.
Okay.
Okay, so changing money habits can be challenging. One way to change easier and more lasting is to set personal and meaningful goals to motivate you. So there are some types of financial goals you can set. What do you guys think they are? I mean, they don't have to be accurate. Just guess what kind of goals you think you can set. There's only 3 categories of goals. You keep it. Yes, queen. Have a blessed one. I'm gonna say one just to start us off. Go ahead. She said it. She said it. Say it again.
No, she got it right.
Yes, say it again.
How many you said?
3.
I know short term, long term.
Medium term. Yes. Okay, so her goals include, let's just give an example of some of her short-term goals. Her short-term goals for one of them is she wants to save for a friend's wedding present, buy a new phone, and pay off some credit cards. How long do you think the short-term goal should be for? 2, 3 months? A month? Less than 6 months? Okay, so you think that's enough time for her to pay for her friend's wedding present, pay her phone bill, pay down some of her credit cards?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And what would y'all say would be a medium term goal?
Maybe like 2-3 years.
Yeah, and what would be an example of one? Well, maybe a year, 2.
Yeah, like years.
Yeah, but what would you say would be an example of something you saving for a year for?
Like a car, probably.
Okay, that's a good one. Anybody else?
Vacation.
That's perfect. That's definitely more affordable than a car for sure, and good experience. You totally right. Totally right. Yes, ma'am. That's what you call rate shopping and shopping around, checking your options. Yeah. And then, okay, so what about a long-term goal? How long do you think that would be? And then give me an example of one.
5 years.
Okay, that is definitely save for a down payment on a house or even buy a new car. You can give yourself time. You don't have to rush. They got so many different ways for you to have a car, whether that's a Lyft, Uber, the scooters, hacking. They can hack in here. They don't do that everywhere, but there's so many different ways for you to work around that. So, okay, so what I want y'all to do is write down one short term, one just for yourself on your packet, whether it's the front of that, one short term, one medium, and one long term. How you doing? I think the queen right there has the sign sheet, I think, or maybe she does. So did anybody want to share maybe one of their short-term, medium-term, or long-term goals? Go ahead, Queen.
So I already broke it down for you.
Smart, I love it, thinking ahead.
So one of my short-term goals is to pay for my flight to Disney. It's coming up in about 4 months.
Okay,
So I just want to pay that and get out of the way because my baby got to repair. So
okay,
I catch up. So that's something that I'm doing within a few months.
okay.
And then my mid-term goal, I said I want to pay off my credit card debts because what is that, 2 to 5 years? Because the cards that they owe like 24 months, 0 interest. So I ain't paying no interest. So I'm planning on paying all that off for that time. And then my long-term one, I want to purchase me a home.
Okay. And you'll be a first-time homeowner?
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
those all
working on
sound-
it as we speak.
Yes, and those sound like doable goals, so congratulations to you, and I hope that you make it there. And then I'll also make sure you talk to your bank, which is
Oh,
M&T.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got a lot of benefits, I hear you got a lot of grants, things that help with closing costs, a lot of things that can benefit you. I got a lot of good rates because you have accounts with us, you got a rapport with us if you got your credit card with us. So those is good reasons for you to shop around with us and see what you can get pre-approved for. Okay, that sounds really good, I love it. Anybody else want to? Yes. Yeah, for sure. And again, there's a lot of ways to use the bank that people don't know, but y'all can always just call up there and say, can I speak to a banker, especially us. We're going to give you our information. Call us, ask us any questions you don't have to make with M&T. And whether it's Bank of America, just go in there, introduce yourself to one of the bankers, start building that rapport so that you can feel comfortable going there, asking them questions and stuff like that. Because you deserve it. Okay, anybody else want to share? One last person want to share their short-term, mid-term, and long-term goal? No pressure. Okay, yes, you can go.
Alright, it's a little random. But, my short-term goal is to launch an online business. I'm supposed to launch on the 20th, so it's really short term, okay? So, launch my business, and then, my midterm goal is to pay off the rest of my car loan.
Okay.
And then my long-term goal is I want to buy a whole camper. I want to buy a really big camper. I want to do a whole camper. Because just in case these stuff is really getting real.
Yeah.
It's getting real. I can be able to just go.
Well, congratulations to you paying off your car and starting your business and your camper. It sounds like it's going to be fun. Make sure y'all take pictures for these, goals that you have accomplished. And this is going to only help you set new goals. So that's really good. Okay, so then I have another thing. Go to page 5 and take 3 minutes to write down your financial goals that you might have. Setting financial goals, guys, can be fun. So don't overthink it. Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Just write down some goals you might have for yourself, and then we're going to discuss those. Retirement goals, owning home goals, paying debt down goals, business ventures. When you see your goals written down, you are one step closer to making your goals reality. How many people believe that? Perfect. Because having financial goals can help you plan, adjust, and strategize when it comes to, needs and wants. Would you guys agree with that? Yeah, for sure. And we all on page 5, just writing down some goals that we might have. We're almost done, guys. I'm not going to keep y'all too long. So now that we are writing down some, financial goals that we have and an idea of what Marta spends, we can introduce some guidelines on how to help create a budget and how we can, you know, even help Marta create her budget. Have you guys ever heard of the 50-30-20 rule? Yeah, I love it. You definitely got the cheat sheet. I love it. I'm happy you learned a lot though. Tell us what it is. Tell us what you heard about the 50-30-20 rule.
The 50 is gonna be like your needs, basically. The 30 should be what you spend on your wants, and the 20 should be your savings.
Okay, exactly. So 50% of the 100% is what your needs are. 30% is for your wants, and 20% is for your savings. So that equals the 100%. So that's just a method. That's not the method. It's just a method that people use to try to make sure they're budgeting accordingly and, you know, not cheating themselves. How does that budget sound to some of you guys? Does it sound like, that's something that I want to do?
Yeah, it's not church.
It did at first to me too. It did to me at first.
Hear me out, right? A lot of these, like, financial literacy classes, they
30-20.
but what about people who are not in the money? They go 50-20, what? Where?
Yeah, 50.
No offense.
No, it's okay, because I didn't.
How do we get, like, working methods for people with lots of demands, like, really large people to pay off?
Yeah, but again, that's when it comes into play where we strategize, using resources like this center. I'm sure has a lot of resources, whether it's helping you get this bill paid, your BG&E, your rent, or helping you go get your driver's license. There's so many resources out there. So I do feel for the person, you know, that don't know how to use those resources and feel like, you know, I can't budget and things like that. But the resources are there. So even if you budgeted $20, it's still a way to look at that in the 50-30-20 method as well. So it's all about practice. So go ahead, Larry. Go ahead.
But I think those like system things are principles more than they are movement.
Right.
Okay. So it's like, okay, really what you're saying is spend the most on what you need, spend the most on that.
Make sure you can save those.
And then, but I still think that number of package, set it as a goal. Because, like I said, everybody can't do that, but at least you can have a goal to get.
Yeah.
It's people with a lot of money that got themselves in a situation where they can't do it.
Right.
And
They don't have the strategies.
They got too much loans out here.
They don't have the right strategies and tools, and they're not practicing good habits. Go ahead, Queen. That was great, Larry. Thank you. Sorry.
Mine says, if you can't afford to save like 20%, start with the little jar like in your house, put your change in. When your jar is like $20, put that in it, and then start with the $20. And a couple of months now, $100. The $100 after a couple of months, like this. So you start with what you got, and then do this what you got, work up to what you kind of need.
Yeah, and again, like Larry said, these aren't like rules. They're just strategies and tools that you can, and habits that you can start practicing, and eventually it will be easier for you. Not everybody have a saving funds, but it would be easier for you if you did, right? It would be good to have, you know, for emergency purposes, don't you think? So it's good to just keep thinking about that and think, okay, how can I start saving for that? Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself and think I gotta save $100 a week on each check. Start with $5 a check. Start with $1 a check. Just start, and you'll start training your brain to do those things. I would recommend. Yeah. Okay, so let's use Martin example to break down the 50-30-20 rule. So okay, what's 50% of 2,000? I know y'all know that. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so that's 50% is what she should spend on her needs. So all her bills and stuff that we calculated, that's the important needs for her, she should start trying to spend that $1,000 on those things. Okay, and then that's due to 30% of the 2,000. The 30% of the 2,000 is 600. What do you guys think about that for her once? That's all I thought about already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That is a lot for once. But I mean, what would you do in that instance? What would somebody do in that? What you mean? Break it down into like the ones. Put it to your needs. Okay, yeah. exactly what you said is good to break it down, but also what you said is definitely probably the better decision when it comes to just, putting it back to your needs. Okay, I don't got the wants I need, or maybe I want to need to get this fixed. So, try to find a way to reroute it back to the needs for sure. And then of course the 400 would be considered the 20. So, y'all got an idea of how to break that down? Okay, so let's do an example for yourself. And y'all could just say, I make $1,000 a month. Just write it down for yourself so that you can have an idea of the 50, 30, 20 rule for yourself. Write down your own income, it was $600 a month, whatever it is. And just have that practice in your mind. Again, this is something I learned about probably like 3 years ago. My husband was trying to preach to me about it, and I wasn't really listening. And then it's funny that now I'm teaching one of these practices. So it's funny how life works. I'm not that good at it, so I'm still learning. I'm still practicing. Yeah, is that
20% of your income.
Yeah. Which for Marta is 2,000. Marta is 2,000, so she got 2,000 is her net expenses. Yeah, so we break that down to 50, 30, and 20, and then she puts the 50% on her needs, and then 30% on her wants, and then and again, this isn't a rule. It's just a practice, because a lot of people, like she said, right, can't do that, But just start practicing those things. How many of y'all think y'all like that method?
I mean, I like it, but I still breaking everything back down.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what this method is, breaking it down for you to kind of
Put it through categories.
categories, yes, bless you. How many of you guys like that you learned about this new method today? Just, yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a method. Are we on page 6 yet in y'all participant guide? No, we're on page 6. So y'all see the wants and the needs and things like that at March's expenses? Okay. Look. You look like you could be a babysitter. You could definitely make a lot of little income on it. That could be a side hustle.
I'm going.
Yes.
These are my great-grands.
Yes. Yes. And you make it look so easy. The baby didn't cry one time. You didn't get agitated. So that could be a side job. You can watch my son. Yeah, and get more $50 a child, whatever.
No, I'm going.
Yeah.
I have her and her sister. No, I'm good.
Yes, absolutely understand.
What is my net? You said it was, gross is
Before.
Before taxes and net.
I was my net is like shorter than my 30, the 50, 30.
Well, it could never be because you're going to be breaking down whatever your net is, whether it's 1,000, 50% of that 1,000 is 500, and then, just breaking it down from there, and then it's just helping you categorize, okay, spend 500 on your needs.
No matter what.
Yeah, it could be $20 you breaking
What
down.
if my rent is half of my net?
Your rent is half your net, and that's
That's
what,
monthly, right?
Yes.
So you get monthly payment and half of your monthly income.
Yeah, I mean, hold on, let me stop.
Because I don't want you to
I mean,
think
that's a good question.
yeah, don't think per check. Think per, well, this is
Yeah, per check,
month.
it gets old.
But if it's per check, 50% of the first check that you get on the first or whatever goes to your rent. Now your second check is not gonna include the rent. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we do for the monthly income. So combine both checks that you would get bi-weekly. Sometimes those two checks don't hit at the
Well,
right
what if a
days.
person get one check a month? Then
That's me.
yeah, that's my mom too. So I mean, you
You just
still
do it
break
like
that
that.
down in practice, but it's not like you gotta have a certain amount to use the 50, 30, 20. You just practicing based on your circumstances. Yeah. And then like we said today, it's different ways to try to, get more income in different areas, whether it's finding different jobs, checking job options, seeing if there's resources out there for help. I saw a clip on Instagram the other day where the person is like a financial advisor, and she was like telling people if they make, like for instance, $60,000 a year, they should be living somewhere where they're only paying like $700 a month for rent, or and I was a little upset about that on the low because I don't make that much. People might think that we do, but I don't think I make more than $3,000 a month. That's not a lot, you know. Rent these days, my rent is $2,000. So if I wasn't married, I would be living somewhere, you know. I would have to cut some expenses and live, you know, below my means. That's just how it works. So I'm just giving examples and stuff. I don't want to go into detail, but we all got expenses and things like that we have to learn to budget and manage. And this isn't something you have to do. It's just something you want to practice to start seeing the load being lifted off you. Which you will if you practice these strategies. Trust me, I don't even like that. I used to not want to look at my budget. When I had a financial advisor and she used to start talking about a budget, I used to be ready to just flip all over. I started turning myself crazy. Why are we talking about money I don't have? Why are we planning for things that I don't have right now? Like, I don't even like to plan for those things, but I mean, working in banking, I've learned to practice these habits and it's worked out for me. So I'm seeing, like, I'm using a snowball method. I'm paying things down and I'm seeing, okay, what's the reward for that? How that benefits me. So I'm learning how to use the resources. I'm out in the community, so I'm learning, okay, this person do this. I learned about like places like the City of Refuge working at M&T. So they're giving away free food this day. Let me go there. I take advantage of the resources and I just try to weigh my options like the Queen did back